Well, well, well. You've done it again. I'm completely serious, Disney. You've done it again. You've actually pulled off a live-action remake, not once, not twice, not 3 times, but 4 times in a row this year. Holy moly. I mean, just holy freaking crap. I didn't expect it. I didn't expect that this would actually happen. I was really expecting something good. Maybe something decent at best, but I guess apart from the last 3 that I have seen this year, this one I will have to admit, I thought I was really expecting something cool for once, but after seeing this, I guess it's safe to say that it's not cool. I mean, just wow. Just wow. I couldn't believe it. What has happened to you? I seriously need to get you a doctor, Disney, because I think you're in desperate need of one anyways. Yeah, I guess you can kind of see where I'm getting at, so yeah. Hey guys, this is Ackleyattack4427 here with a brand new thoughts video for all of you guys, and oh boy, we're really going deep into this. I really didn't expect this to happen, so, but yeah, I guess if anything, if you have read the title of this, you will definitely know that what exactly I'm talking about, and in case you don't, I'm of course going to be talking about Maleficent, Mistress of Evil. Yeah, this movie actually did came out very recently, right around this weekend, I believe, and oddly enough, in case you do not know, it is a sequel to the 2014 movie Maleficent, which is part of the live-action Disney remake category on this one, and it is, of course, a loose remake on the original Sleeping Beauty from 1959, so yeah, I guess you can kind of see where I'm getting at by this point now. So yeah, I guess if anything, I might as well go ahead and talk about this one. But beforehand, I think I know a lot of you guys are wondering, what do I think of the first Maleficent movie beforehand? Well, I think, believe it or not, this movie actually came out during the exact same time I was graduating high school, so yeah, oddly enough, I decided to go see it around the time it came out, even for when I first heard about it based on what I saw in the trailer, so I actually gave it a fair shot anyways, and pretty much on my Facebook review on this movie, I think I originally enjoyed it for what it is, but then again, I was pretty young at the time. Yeah, I know, pretty young for my 18-year-old self to actually see that movie, but yeah, I guess if anything, I did originally enjoy it when I first saw it, when it first came out. Then I think just very recently when I decided to rewatch it again to prep up for the sequel that's coming out, and upon looking it over again, it was alright at best. Like, there's nothing really anything that new. It's just pretty much trying to do the exact same thing the Broadway musical Wicked is trying to do, except it's on one of the greatest Disney villains from Sleeping Beauty. So yeah, I guess you could kind of see where I'm getting at, because that is actually very difficult to handle, because as we all know, Maleficent is actually a really great villain, one of the greatest Disney villains of all time, and he's actually gotten some really great screen time in the original Sleeping Beauty, so yeah, I guess if anything, trying to do something Wicked did doesn't seem that bad in my opinion, but if they can pull it off in a clever way, I think it would have been successful, but yeah, I guess in the end, the first Maleficent movie I thought was alright for the most part, so yeah, I guess you can kind of see where I'm getting at. Oh man, that felt good. And yeah, oddly enough, I did order myself a large bottle of water when I saw this movie, so... Well, not the first movie, just mainly the sequel I'm going to be talking about, just to clear things up, so yeah, I guess if anything, it pretty much takes care of what I thought of the first Maleficent movie. Now, how do I feel about its sequel that just recently came out? Well, that's kind of hard to say. Well, actually, it's not really that hard to say, because believe it or not, for a minute there, I thought Tim Burton's Dumbo was actually the most underwhelming live-action Disney remake that I've seen this year, but after seeing this movie, I may have to rethink that. So, yeah, I think I was really expecting something cool, something that could actually improve on the first film, that could actually be good, but instead turned out to be a very lackluster and a very mundane piece of crap movie that I witnessed. So, but I think I will say it's not the worst in my opinion. So yeah, I guess if anything, based on what I'm telling to you guys, this is bad. So yeah, go ahead and hate on me all you want. Me, Ackleyattack4427, actually saw Maleficent, Mistress of Evil that just recently came out, and I thought it was bad. So yeah, that's pretty much what I think in a nutshell. But I think I might as well go ahead and go into a depth with what it's trying to do. I think story-wise, I think it's pretty much picking up exactly 5 years after the events of the first film, which, oddly enough, is it has been well over 5 years since after the first film came out. So perfect timing, because yeah, pretty much. Going from its original May of 2020 release date all the way until this month as we speak. That's actually a clever choice. So, but yeah, I guess story-wise, I think pretty much all it is of course it picked up 5 years after the events of the first film, where of course, without giving away any spoilers, I think it's just pretty much Maleficent trying her best to actually adapt to Princess Aurora, trying to get married to Philip, and basically giving her up for another family that'll take care of her. And of course, you pretty much know where it goes from there. And like I said, I won't give away any spoilers on what happened, but yeah, I guess if anything, story-wise, it has some good ideas from what I'm seeing right about now, but the main problem with that, it's just way too lackluster and not really that engaging for what it's trying to do. It's almost like the writers actually didn't actually care what to actually go for with this movie, and just decided not to put any effort into this one whatsoever. So yeah, I think it's pretty much what happened story-wise, and not to mention the writing, I have to say, I just don't think it's actually that engaging to me. I don't think it's actually well-crafted. I don't think it's actually well-written. I don't think there's actually a really good line in this, so... Wow. My thoughts on this movie being so bad is really making me cough right about now, so yeah, I guess pretty much both the story and the writing, I just don't think it's actually that well crafted. I just don't think it's actually that crisp. I don't think there's actually effort into this one. And not only that, I think the characters, I have to say, I just don't think are that interesting in my opinion. Like, I think I never really care much for the main characters. I never really care much for the villains. I don't care for the supporting characters. Like, I think each and every one of them that I see on screen, I think they have this whole Shyamalan face, like, kind of like that. So yeah, I guess if anything, I think the characters, I really don't think are that interesting in my opinion. I just don't think they actually have any good emotion out of all of them. It's just not really that engaging, and yeah, I guess if anything, I think the rest I have to say, the cinematography, for while it's not bad in my opinion, I just don't think it's actually very well shot either. And not only that, I think pretty much I think pretty much the editing, I have to say, I just don't think it's actually that crisp or clean in my opinion. Like, I think there are moments where there are several cuts that are either too fast, too slow, or even both for that matter, which could really give me a headache every once in a while, which I did find really distracting in this. I really don't think it's actually that engaging to me, and not only that, the CGI, I have to say, for well, I think some of it is not that bad in my opinion. I think, believe it or not, most of them are not really rendered pretty well. Like, you couldn't actually just gone back to it sometime later and maybe try to fix things up to actually make it more real, which, yeah, kind of feels a little bit lackluster to say the least. So, yeah, but I guess the most important thing I have to say for this movie being called Maleficent, Mistress of Evil, for well, we do get some of that in this movie. The rest I just don't think, I just felt was a bit non-existent for the most part. Like, there's not really that mistress or evil about Maleficent in this movie. And not only that, I think pretty much most of the majority of the movie is just taken up by other main characters, while pretty much 3/4 of it is focused on Maleficent for the most part. We're pretty much almost for the most part, she actually gets pretty much half the screen time or not enough screen time in general, which is kind of a bit of a letdown in my opinion. So yeah, it's pretty much what I have to say. So yeah, I guess you can pretty much tell right about now there are some things again that I really didn't like about this movie, which again, I did find this is run-of-the-mill bad. So but however, I think I will say there are some pretty good stuff that I actually found with this movie. I think the actors, for while, like I said, the characters are not really that interesting in my opinion. I say the acting in this, I have to say it's not that bad. Like, believe it or not, the acting in this movie, particularly from the actors, I think they actually pulled off some decent. Yeah, some performances that are decent at best, to some that are just pretty good. Like, oddly enough, I still really, much like how I felt about the first film, I actually really enjoyed Ellen Fanning as Princess Aurora. I think she's actually a really great fit for that character. I think she's actually really that engaging, and yeah, almost to say I actually adored her as much as I adored the Aurora in the original Sleeping Beauty. So yeah, I guess there's that. Oh yeah, that felt good. So yeah, I guess if anything, I still really enjoy Ellen Fanning as of course Princess Aurora. And before any of you guys ask, I do indeed apologize if I got her name wrong. So yeah, I guess pretty much what I have to say. And that's not only that, but I guess seeing of how Angelina Jolie did do a fine job in the first Maleficent movie as Maleficent, I still have to say, I think she still looks pretty cool as Maleficent, and for all her acting is not that bad in my opinion, like, she actually does pull off a pretty decent performance. I think pretty much most of the time, yeah, like I said, going back a bit to when I said that the characters are not really that interesting in my opinion, I think I will give her credit that for while her acting's not that bad in my opinion, I think she seems to be having a hard time trying to give it a little bit more charm or charisma to this role, which I suppose she is trying her best for the most part. But yeah, I think it's just one complaint I have for about now at least. So yeah, and not only that, for while I will admit the CGI, I just don't think it's actually that good in my opinion. The rest of the visuals, I have to say, they're actually pretty impressive. Like, I really love how crisp and clean the landscaping is, and even the castle and the buildings and stuff. It actually does look pretty good for the most part. So yeah, visually the film looks pretty impressive. Like, it does have some really awesome sets. That actually does make you feel like you're really there. So yeah, and not only that, without giving away too much spoilers, for the most part. I think I will say the third act climax, I have to say, it actually did provide some pretty good action for the most part. So yeah, I think there were some times where of course you could actually see what's going on with, of course, people fighting and of course people and creatures dying for the most part. So yeah, I guess if anything, the third act climax, I have to say, I will have to admit, is incredibly action-packed. I really can't get enough on how well it's turned out. So yeah, I guess there are some good qualities that I actually found with this movie. But aside from that, I guess for what I have to say about this movie in general, for while I will admit it does have some stuff in it that I just wish could have been a little bit better than the first Maleficent movie. Just kind of feels a little bit lackluster and just not really that engaging in my opinion. So yeah, I guess if anything, this is probably the weakest out of all the live-action Disney remakes that came out this year, which of course beats out Tim Burton's Dumbo right about now. But yeah, I guess in the end, I think if you do want to experience it with your, I guess if you do want to experience this movie for yourself, then I guess it's a harmless waste of time. But I guess if you're looking for something that would really capture the spirit on why Maleficent is called the Mistress of all evil, then I guess it's safe to say that you can definitely give this film a pass anyway. So yeah, it's pretty much what I have to say. So yeah, for my final score right about now, I think I will go ahead and give Maleficent Mistress of Evil a 3.5 out of 10 for me. Like I said, it is bad, yes, but I don't think it's necessarily the worst out of all of them. It's just your typical run-of-the-mill bad. So yeah, it's pretty much what I have to say, and I think as of right now, this is of course the final live-action Disney remake to officially come out this year. And I am aware about the Lady and the Tramp remake that's going to be coming out on Disney's new streaming service, to which I'll be really excited to see, and I'm hoping to actually get Disney Plus sometime soon if I have the time and the money, but we'll just have to wait and see for the most part. But yeah, I guess if anything, yeah, like I said, I guess if anything, Maleficent, Mistress of Evil is definitely the weakest out of all the live-action Disney remakes to have come out this year. So I bet if you're wondering, what is probably the strongest one that came out this year? Well, I'm not ashamed to admit it, but I actually do think Aladdin is probably the strongest one out of all the live-action remakes that came out this year. So that takes care of that. And I guess if anything, since after all this, I am glad that for next year and beyond that Disney is going to be reducing down the number of live-action remakes that are going to be coming out this year. So yeah, I think probably with of course the Mulan remake that's coming out next year, and of course a movie centered around Cruella de Vil coming out in 2021. So yeah, I guess if anything, I'm glad Disney is actually slowing down on these live-action remakes for a while, just to give us a little bit more breathing room with what we're about to see. So yeah, and I guess if anything, about 4 to 5 live-action remakes that Disney has pushed out this year, yeah, it's definitely too much right about now. But yeah, I guess in the end, I'm still glad I saw all of them right about now. So yeah, that pretty much takes care of that. But what will be the will they actually pull through with the next one and actually try to do something good or just decent at best? Well, we'll just have to wait until the Mulan remake comes out next year to eventually find out. So that pretty much takes care of that. Man, that felt good. So yeah, that pretty much wraps up my thoughts on Maleficent, Mistress of Evil. So yeah, that takes care of that. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and let me know in the comment section below on what you thought of this movie if you have seen it, as well as leaving me constructive criticism and or advice on how I can improve my videos in the near future. And of course, feel free to send me an email if you want to book me for a con or event, or just have any questions for me in general. And of course, follow me on my social media sites such as Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, and plenty others I have provided if you want to keep up to date with me. And of course, subscribe to this YouTube channel and turn on the notification bell if you want to see more videos like this. So yeah, that pretty much wraps up my thoughts on this movie. I know it's not really much what you would be expecting right about now. Like I was expecting, like some of you were expecting that I would actually like this movie in general, or just find it okay. But no, I just thought Maleficent, Mistress of Evil was just run-of-the-mill bad right about now. So, but yeah, hopefully with the next movie I'll talk about sometime soon, I'm hoping it might be a little bit better than what I had to experience. But we'll just have to know later on, right around before this month ends, to eventually find out. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and as always, I'll see you in the next video. Take care.